dishes, made some bread, then went and bought a pot to piss and ate some bread. I got to live, I threw some bread, I contradicted, contradiction, monster vision. Saw this life and I pondered in it. I was only 16 when I wandered in it. I was living off dreams, now I'm sponsored living. I would love to talk, I got a concert, this shit is dope. Say I fucking sound like Drake, cause I'm great. Why must you hate? Why are you fake? Die in a lake. I am the good. Time about great about time. I just ate them alive. You can shut up and jive. That's why your girls hit me up all the time. Never hit them back though, but hit them from the.
What was the first thing that crossed your mind when you won Ink Master?
Holy shit. Yeah, I was definitely surprised. You know, I didn't know what to react. It happened so fast, so I really didn't know. My mom was sitting there in front of me, my wife. So I wanted to be happy and excited about the whole thing, but the first thing that came to mind was how much I respected my competitors, and I felt they should have won as well. So I kind of felt bad at the same time, you know what I mean? Primarily because I didn't expect it to go that way. I thought really that either Christian or Clean was going to take it, and especially with Clean standing last next to me, I thought for sure it was him. So when they said that, I was floored, beyond grateful, but definitely shocked and surprised. So basketball is just as important to me as tattooing is. I started playing basketball in high school, you know what I mean, and didn't realize I had a talent for it. It went on into college. Once I was in college, I got involved in the semi-professional circuit and ended up playing in the ABA for a little bit, and then from the ABA went to Mexico, and I was down in Mexico back and forth on and off for about 6 years, and it really changed my life. So other than art being a release for me and tattooing, basketball is really who I am. And it's funny you mention that, because a lot of people don't know that about me, you know what I mean? My family to this day, to this moment, still are like, they're still super excited about it, you know what I mean? And that's what I really wanted to bring home. I wanted to show them, you know, I have you do your chores every single day for a reason, you know what I mean? Kick ass every single day, work hard, you'll get rewarded at the end, you know what I mean? And I wanted them to also learn from this that you should believe in yourself. You know, regardless of the obstacles you're up against or the challenges, you're there. So be the best you that you can be and focus on coming out on top, and just be true to yourself and you'll be perfectly fine, you know what I mean? So they're every single day, like there's my excitement, like I live vicariously through them, you know what I mean? They're super excited, I'm just kind of like spread thin right now. So I have my stressful days or my days where I can't really live the moment, but I'm doing it through them, for sure. If I didn't go the tattoo route, I'd definitely be playing basketball still. As I mentioned before, it's a big part of my life. And it isn't so much the sport, or, oh my God, I want to be in the NBA. You know, it was how I felt when I was competing and helping my team win. It was more to it, you know what I mean? And of course I'd have my fun, and I became a well-known dunker at the time. That's what got me into college, was my athletic ability. So once I started getting into the semi-pro circuit, I really focused on my jumping ability, and I enhanced it more, and I saw the excitement it would bring to everyone else and the energy it would bring to the team. So I was just like, you know what I mean? I kept it going. But I know hands down, that's what I would be doing. You know, I'd put in the time and the dedication to really make basketball what like tattooing is for me. So it was either that or this. I mean, you put me on the worst team in the NBA, you know what I mean? And I'm going to be thrilled, you know? You make me a practice player, I'm going to be thrilled. Just to be involved and to be around that. That's how tattooing is for me. So if this experience in the show didn't involve money, I would have still done it. If there was no Ink magazine promotion, I would have still done it, because I have people telling me what I'm doing right and wrong, and I got other people around me that I can learn stuff from and then go back and make myself better. And then pass that on to someone else, you know what I mean? So, yeah. A quote I live by? I mean, that's funny, it's super simple, it's 2 words. The first thing that comes to mind is just stay true. You know, whether it be a relationship, you know, a spouse, a parent, sibling, best friend, co-workers, your boss. Like, communication and honesty, like, just be true to yourself. And everything else, like, life is just so much easier when you are who you are. Don't try to be something you're not. Don't try and, like, tiptoe around stuff and beat around the bush. Just stay true. What I would say to somebody that was trying to be an ink master, first and foremost, is don't rely on TV. TV is not going to make you a better artist. Your dedication, your pride in what you do, and the work that you put in and day out is going to make you an ink master. You know what I mean? The true ink masters of today are not on TV. You know what I mean? They're behind the scenes. They've been doing it for so long. They're the reason why this ink master idea was developed. You know, to give people like myself an opportunity to be exposed to people of great caliber, and to bring them into a world and give them more opportunity to come in contact with those masters of what we do, and, you know what I mean, to become better tattoo artists. But just draw, read, ask questions, and stay humble. You get ahead of yourself and get complacent, like, yeah, I made it, like, that's the worst thing you can do. You know what I mean? Because everybody else is going to move past you once you get complacent. So that's where staying true comes back into factor. You know what I mean? It's not about TV. It's not about money. Because you're not going to make money tattooing for a while. You know what I mean? You really have to build and perfect your work, build your client base, earn that respect of other people and the trust of other people more than anything. And then if you carry yourself well and you're doing it honestly, you're going to benefit from it. You know, if you're doing it just for the money, you're going to fail. Who is Anthony Michaels? Wow. I've never been asked that before. Anthony Michaels is first and foremost a father, a husband, a son to my first best friend that I ever knew. You know what I mean? My mom. You know, I come from a very hard upbringing, so my perception of who I was non-existent, and it really didn't hit me till about probably my mid-20s, late 20s. I had my son, and that's when my life really started to make sense. Why I was here, why I made the choices I made, why I do the things I do on a daily basis was derived around solely like my son. And my thought process changed. I started respecting myself. I started holding myself higher than I ever did, and I started to feel like I had some worth in the world, and that helped me be a better parent for him. So in turn, everything I did, everything I thought, everything I lived was for my son, and then that snowballed into everyday habits, whether it be going to the gym to keep my health up so I'm healthy for my son, having a good, clear state of mind so I can provide good artwork for people and good quality tattoos so I can progress to get better. So I think one of the most important things for me in life is to really, as I mentioned before, just stay true, respect yourself, so you can put that energy out there and it comes back to you tenfold. I'm a firm believer in what you put into life, you're going to get out. And you're going to get it much more than what you put in. So if you're doing bad, it's going to end up the worst it could be, you know what I mean? But if you're really trying to do good and fight hard for something like family or for yourself or just the well-being of yourself and everything else, it's inevitable that you're going to be successful. You know what I mean? So, and that's the whole like werewolf concept. That's the first thing I wanted to say was, you know, Anthony Michaels is a werewolf, and people are just like, oh, like he's fucking weird. Like, is he a nerd? Like, you know what I mean? It isn't just this mythical beast or creature to me. It's a way of life. When you're struggling with a certain something in life and you're just like, man, I don't know how I'm gonna do it, you gotta fucking put your, you know, adult pants on, your big boy pants on, and go handle it. And one of the things that always stuck with me, a sponsor for one of the teams I was on was watching me during a championship game, and he said, I love watching you at this time of the season because you play like a man possessed. And that's when I really took on the whole werewolf concept, because I see it as tackling obstacles and certain situations in life in quote-unquote beast mode. And then you go back to being an everyday person, being a parent, but you can apply it to that too. You know, when you're struggling with your parenting and struggling with your kids, be the best you that you can be. Transform into that super being and do what's right to get the job done. When you're done, go back to being who you are. Go back to your business. You know what I mean? So that's where the werewolf thing comes into play, and a lot of people don't know that. It's a big part of me. That's who Anthony Michaels is. That's it. I do. So this is a neo-traditional take on a werewolf that an awesome, talented young man did by the name of Mark Nava, and I was super thrilled. And in this style, it's hard to kind of capture what I wanted to capture, but I think he did an amazing job doing it. I'm actually going to get a lot of laser work done to get new work, so I'm definitely going to portray a lot more wolf stuff and werewolf stuff. I'm pretty excited about it. It's going to be a long road because I'm lasering everything.
Tell me what it takes to be. What does it take to be? What does it take to be number one? What all of the lights can't see. What does it take to be? What does it take to be number one? Tell me what it takes to be. What does it take to be? What does it take to be number one? Tell me what it takes to be number one. This the moment everything changed. Haven't told me in a year nothing would be the same. And I came a long way from 111. That's the block where I was born and raised, right on 7th. Good old mama's fried chicken, but it's much more than an address. It's why half of me savage, the other half the timid side you can't see through the tinted ride. So take a journey in the slack with me. Roll some shit and bring a chick that hit the back with me, cause I'm scheming. I ain't no fucking rapper, ain't no fucking trapper. There gotta be qualifications. Nas even had to spit backwards like backwards. Spit it I could backwards, lit in the hood. That could take our minds off the ground that for years we have stood. But I don't mean to change the subject, long as you know we both got the same amount of budget. Started with nothing, still painted a picture. Gotta be a mixture of Salvador Dali, flow like Muhammad Ali mixed with some like Larry spit this and say it proudly instinct. Remind me about the image when they used to doubt me. Lost is what they is without me, loud and going rounds with any